The Democrat Party has descended into pure evil. This is something that goes beyond their promotion of illegal immigration, beyond their weaponizing government against our people, beyond their crippling the U.S. military and enabling and emboldening the criminal element. The Democrats have begun an all-out assault on America's children, and since the GOP hasn't lifted a finger to stop them, it's up to we the people to do so. There is such a thing as evil, and we're called to fight it. That's the focus of today's preamble. One of the more evil people among us is Joe Biden. This fake Catholic has allowed his regime to use his name and the Catholic faith to justify the wholesale slaughter of children in the womb. And Joe Biden is heading out to a major fundraising push with like-minded folks in the entertainment industry. Big names like Steven Spielberg and B-list names like Rob Reiner, meathead from All in the Family. This unholy alliance makes perfect sense. But just like their favorite politicians, Hollywood and the entertainment industry has taken a very dark turn. Listen to former Disney actress and well-known public personality China McClain explain.
Entertainment industry, it's about influence. There is a reason why you see people dressed up as Satan, full-on visuals of Satan, people dressed as Satan, dressed as a demon, got upside-down crosses all on their clothes or pentagrams on their clothes. People think that this stuff is just a game. No, there's a reason why the entertainment industry is doing that, y'all. They know good and doggone well that God exists. They also know that Satan exists. They're just counting on the fact that y'all don't know that. But either way, the things that you take in, that they're feeding you, those things affect you. Whether you realize it in the moment or not, they affect you. That's why they do it. I'm not going to sacrifice the honesty in order to be politically correct. I can say whatever I have to say with respect, but I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it bluntly.
Yeah, good on you, girl. We feel the same way here on the Chris Salcedo Show. All of those images and messages are bombarding our kids on a daily basis. Satan worship is being normalized by the immoral left in this country. Many of you might be saying, well, parents, you can just take away the media, take away the social media and protect the kids from these evil people and themes. Yeah, about that. The government, too, is pushing evil, using your money to do it. Democrat nuts are celebrating this act of evil. Instead of swearing her oath on the Holy Bible like the rest of the school board, in Pennsylvania, a woman by the name of Karen Smith chose to swear an oath on a stack of challenged books. These books had titles like Flamer. Some of these books introduce homosexual sex to children. Most parents know that it's wrong to introduce sex to young children, homosexual or otherwise. Many parents believe these books promote gender ideology and cultural Marxism, which have no place in schools. Many of these contested books around the country are considered pornography, some promoting sexual relationships between adults and minors. Leftists have been in full-throated support of this deviant effort to not only inappropriately sexualize our innocent children, but also to groom them for sexual abuse by adults. It appears that Democrat-dominated GovEd is actually making this type of policy. Joe and Serena Wales visited the Chris Salcedo Show yesterday, their 11-year-old daughter. She went on an overnight GovEd school trip to Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. over the summer. On the first night of the trip, Jefferson County, Colorado government-run schools assigned their daughter to a room with 3 other students. Their daughter went to turn in for the night, and that's when her bunkmate revealed he was a boy pretending to be a girl. The school district had full knowledge of this, but kept the parents of non-trans kids in the dark. When the Wales demanded answers, they learned the district's policy uses non-scientific gender identity instead of biological sex to determine rooming assignments. In addition, they were told that the GovEd policy states that school officials only have to inform and accommodate the alleged trans students and their parents. The policy says school officials get to keep all other parents in the dark. Deviant, left-wing Democrats forced an 11-year-old girl to hide in a bathroom, call her parents, and beg for help because the 11-year-old knew what was happening to her was evil and wrong. An 11-year-old girl showed more intelligence, moral character, and good old-fashioned common sense than adult morons that politicians say we have to entrust our children to inside of GovEd. And who can forget Loudoun County, Virginia, where Democrat-dominated GovEd has similar policies. We would find out later in court that a 15-year-old boy was claiming to be a girl simply to get access to his female victims. Access left-wing lunatics inside of GovEd so readily gave him. The policy was bad enough, but upon learning of the rape of one little girl by this boy, the school district tried to hide the rape and transferred the boy to another school where he sexually assaulted another little girl. Left-wingers serving up our daughters for rape. Every American within the sound of my voice, every American with a conscience should be working to make sure none of these degenerates have the funding, power, or access to our children ever again. Even though the GOP is surrendering us to this depravity, our people are not surrendering. Consider the story of Daddy Yankee. Now, for those of you who don't know, he's a superstar in a music style called reggaeton. This guy is Elvis-sized famous. He just announced he's leaving the music industry to follow Christ. He sobbed on stage. He told his fans, quote, "My people, this day for me is the most important day of my life, and I want to share it with you because living a life of success is not the same as living a life with purpose. I have to confess that those days are over. Someone was able to fill that emptiness. That is why tonight I recognize and I am not ashamed to tell the whole world that Jesus lives in me and that I will live for him," end quote. You know, I can only imagine the temptations, the depravity, and the evil this man saw in the entertainment industry dominated by leftists. You know, where Joe Biden's doing all of his fundraising. And this superstar had the strength and character to rise up, follow God, and do the right thing, as we all should be doing. Kind of makes you wonder, what's the GOP's excuse for inaction against the evil policies of Democrats?